You may think that TVs are boring. And that TV mounts are interesting. There's over 30,000 TV mounts on Amazon alone, and I bet you want to see every one of those. And where to start? Let's tour Europe's most popular brand, Vogel's, and consider their most popular series, Comfort, which sits in the mid-range market. There are 19 different models plus accessories. Before we get started on our journey of discovery, let's check out a film of a fictitious kid being harmed by a falling TV.
Kyle, no!
This isn't just a scare campaign. You too risk having your TV fall on a child actor. In the case of safety, Vogel's is approved to carry 3 times its rated weight. See, we mentioned safety, but there are 2 other things to consider: the functionality and the looks. Functionality for a flat is about being safe, easy to install, and close to the wall. A tilt bracket is either for TVs that are mounted up high or to reduce reflection, and of course to be easy to install and safe. The full motion mount is for the ultimate in flexibility. You can watch TV from an off-center position, or you could use the one TV for both the living room and the kitchen. The looks: having a TV on a stand is okay for renters, but it's never going to look as good as a nice mount. So let's start with the packaging, looking at Vogel's written on orange. Windmills and tulips and fingers in dikes, black licorice candy and commuters on bikes, overly tall people in wooden shoes. These are a few of my favorite things. Next, you'll notice QR codes everywhere. If you want to know which bracket suits your TV, scan this QR code or go to the link. All Comfort comes with a 10-year warranty. Remember the 10 years of simulated testing? You can see 100% recycled packaging. No polystyrene in the box, 95% less plastic. Cardboard, 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 cardboard. They even thought about the manual. It's here, in here, and especially here. A couple of common things about Vogel's brackets. No matter which Vogel's mount, there are 2 steps: putting the mounting plate on the back of the TV, installing the rest, and then hanging the mount. If you can't mount stuff straight, no issue. The flats and tilts have elongated holes, while the full motions allow for adjustment, 3 degrees left or right. In terms of model numbers, you have TVM for TV mounts, TVS for TV stands, and TVA for TV accessories. After the first 3 letters, you'll notice a 3. That means comfort. The next number indicates the size. So a 2 is for small, a 4 is for medium, a 6 is for large. But this number also corresponds to the max VESA size. When I say VESA, I'm referring to the mounting holes at the back of your TV. So TVM 32 would indicate a maximum VESA size of 200 by 200, whereas TVM 34 would indicate a maximum VESA size of 400 by 400, and TVM 36 would indicate a maximum VESA size of 600 by 400. Talking about size, remember to check the weight. Each bracket will have a suggested TV size, but your TV has to be under that weight. The weight limit for various sizes of tilt and full motion are the same, whereas the flats, they'll take about twice as much weight. So 15 kilos versus 30 kilos for a small, 25 kilos versus 50 kilos for a medium, and 35 kilos versus 75 kilos for a large. All brackets come with a special Fisher Duo wall plug. These give us more flexibility with different wall types. Let's consider fixed brackets first. Above, I've just put a link to the features video. There's also a video about fixed brackets and the installation, which is above now. Also down below in the description, I've got links to everything. So click lock is great. When you're mounting the TV, wait until you hear a click and then you know it's safely in position. To remove the TV, you just pull down on this cable tie and then the TV is free to move. Once it's mounted, just fold the cable tie up behind the TV. Remember, you don't need to cut the cable tie. The Comfort series now comes with these legs that give you access behind the TV. That's a small size, and that's a medium size. For flats and tilts, consider your type of wall. So if you have a plasterboard wall, the studs might be 600mm apart. So for that, you want a wall plate that will be able to span the 600mm. So you go for a large size. You can see here, tilts come out from the wall. It is good for big TVs, so the bottom of the TV doesn't hit the wall. So the tilt brackets rely on friction to stay in a certain position, so no need to loosen and tighten screws. There's also a home position. You can see here the clip, and that way you're guaranteed that it's going to stay vertical. Vogels recommend against using tilt brackets on OLEDs. The reason being the VESA pattern is low on the TV. So with the weight distribution, they tend to tilt on their own. The second reason is that OLEDs are really fragile, so people will tend to pull at the top of the TV and they'll crack the TV. For the ultimate in flexibility, we have full motion. Larger TVs are of course wider, so to allow for full motion you need to lengthen the poles. Comfort are around 20% longer. So Comfort is even better thanks to trickle down technology. So here you have metal PTFE hinges, the same ones that you find in their super premium Next series. And now the mounting bars, they're labelled with VESA measurements for easier install. And the options? Boy, so many options. The only option for flats and tilts are size. And that makes sense because you can't see the bracket. But for full motion, there's 11 choices. But it's easier to choose. The first decision is colour. So a TV mount should match the colour of the wall. So if you have a white wall, consider a Full Motion Plus bracket in white. These white options all have 2 arms. That allows up to 180 degrees of movement. So the model numbers are TVM3-245W, TVM3-445W, TVM6-45W. If your walls are completely different colour, then don't worry. You'll notice that the brackets are kind of grey or anthracite colour, not black. So they suit most walls. So for the black mounts, we have 8 different options. First, consider the degree of movement. So single pole versions allow up to 120 degrees of movement. So this is models TVM3225, 3425, and 3625. If you want full flexibility, then consider the 2-pole version. That allows a full 180 degrees of movement, so your TV can sit perpendicular to the wall. So if you want a 2-pole version, which is effectively the burger with a lot, it's got everything, including tilt. The next question is, do you want the standard version or do you want the OLED version? Both options are basically the same, with the exception of the mount at the back of the TV. Having said that, you can use an OLED mount on a standard TV and vice versa. For me, it's really a choice between the OLED mount having a neater back or the rails having the extra flexibility. If you were to go for the version with the rails at the back in a medium or large, then you can add stuff like this media box holder, which is great for Apple TV. If you're installing the TVA6400 on a full motion bracket, then insert the bolts in the holes at the back and place your media player in position and strap it in. In the video I'm installing my Apple TV, though it accommodates larger media players also. The spaces sit between the bracket and the TV. Here I've just realised that both myself and Vogels have got it wrong. The strap should be in the vertical orientation. So I removed the anti-scratch rubber base and I changed the orientation. That's better. We screw it up and mount it on the back of the TV. We know that Vogel's brackets are safe, functional and look good, but the same rules apply to the rest of the job. So a TV with loose cables isn't safe and is unsightly. So let's check out 3 Vogel's comfort accessories. First, you have 30cm long and 2cm wide hook and loop cable straps. They're more gentle on cables and are reusable. You get 6 cables in each pack. The cable management kit offers more solutions including cable ties and cable markers, all within a neat reusable case. You have the 1 meter long self-enclosing cable sleeve. It accommodates 4 cables with a total diameter of 2 centimeters. It's both neat while also protecting cables. The Cable Series cable covers are 80 centimeters long and just sit 14 mil from the wall. This keeps cables out of sight and safely away from children and pets. They come in black or white, can be screwed to the wall or stuck to the wall, and they can be cut to whatever length or shape you desire. While not strictly a part of the comfort range, this soundbar mount is just too significant and needs to be mentioned. The Sound 3550 suits just about any soundbar or TV and can be used for any style of bracket. If the TV is larger and the VESA mount is in the center, the soundbar mount may not be long enough, but don't worry, we can supply a free accessory kit for extra large screens. Code 999961. So the Sound 3350 takes up to 6.5 kilos and supports soundbars with mounting holes underneath like the Sonos or at the rear like the Yamahas. Soundbars like the Sonos Arc need to sit in front of the TV as they bounce the sound off the ceilings. But as usual, Vogel's have got our back. We can supply free of charge service kit 999960. Most soundbar mounts from other manufacturers like Sonos sit on the wall. While they're tiny, there are 2 drawbacks. First, you have to make additional marks on your wall. Second, if the TV isn't facing directly forward, the sound will go in a different direction to the TV. One final benefit of the Vogels is that there are loads of other compatible accessories. So if you have a Sonos soundbar with matching rear speakers, then no issue. Vogels also have beautiful Sonos stands or wall mounts to match. Again, Vogels recommend against tilting OLED TVs, but a nice addition to comfort is this locking mechanism. So when it's in position, you know it's going to stay in the vertical position, even when the top of the TV is maybe more heavy, so the weight distribution. When it goes back into position, you hear a snap, and then you know it's back in position. If you need to adjust that home position, you'll notice your Allen key here. So you can adjust it to make sure it's perfectly vertical. There are 3 TV stands in the lineup. TVS 3690, which is a fully black metal stand, and then there's the 2 oak and steel stands, which are the black TVS 3695B and the white TVS 3695W. These fit into the large category of the comfort range. The VESA mounting bracket is the same as the TVM 3645, supporting up to 600 by 400. However, they take up to 50 kilos, so 15 kilos more than the large full motion brackets. Like the full motion bracket, you can also add the media box or soundbar mount. Being a Vogel's product, they have the environment in mind with PEFC certification. PEFC is about sustainable forest management. Like all Vogel's brackets, the stands feature 1 finger movement. For stands, this is important. If you need to apply too much force, you could tip over the TV. So we satisfy safety and function. Most of the action happens at the back of the stand. From the top, you'll notice the attention to detail. At the back, you'll see the adjustable height. This is important as the TV should ideally be at eye level. Like the full motion brackets, you have level adjustment and cable management. Vogel's isn't just about safety and function, but also looks. The end result are stands that are suited to large TVs, safe, functional, and beautiful looking. At the beginning we spoke about Amazon having over 30,000 different mounts, and then we delved into the safety elements. We talked about very unique features of Vogel's comfort, the importance of appearance and sustainability, and we were left with just 20 products. 20 products designed for the mass market, designed for you and I, for sure.